It's often pretty emotional. It's pretty horrific sometimes to see what people can do to other living creatures.
The cases are piling up. Animal abuse, neglect, and cruelty. But what happens next?
Well, after reporting on several that make your stomach turn, two still active right now in Lorraine, our Tara Molina looked closely at the law.
She found that the people behind the crimes aren't always answering to them.
When the victim is defenseless, things get tricky. Our laws play a big role in that. But sometimes these animal-related cases are impossible to follow up on. I had the man who looks into this kind of crime here in Lorraine explain why. They're tough to look at. These are the two dogs from the most recent animal neglect case we reported on in Lorraine.
These dogs were basically just starved.
The vet told us they likely hadn't eaten for months before they were abandoned, left in a home their owners moved out of. And while the folks at Lorraine Animal Clinic did everything they could, this one passed away just days after we took this video. Another disturbing detail to an already disturbing story and visual. Until this dog died, this was a misdemeanor or low-level offense case. The neglected animal had to die to raise the stakes. Ohio's legal standards for animals got a major upgrade in 2016, with a law making animal abusers face harsher penalties the first time around. But there are provisions in the law that can make neglect like this, an animal that wasn't fed for months, little more than a slap on the wrist, or in legal terms, for negligently causing suffering or failing to provide care that doesn't result in death. Dog can be like that sick and it's technically a misdemeanor unless it dies.
Well, that's the way the laws are written.
The punishment for a misdemeanor can be up to 6 months behind bars, but Lorraine Patrol and Humane Officer Richard Braz told me a 45-day term is the longest he's seen for a low-level offense. And that's when they catch the people behind this. More animal neglect.
We probably seized well over 100 animals.
And abandonment cases are being reported. But when the victim is defenseless, there's no way for investigators to determine who hurt or left them.
If we have no way of finding out who owned the animal, we really have nowhere to investigate or prosecute. I've had 2 Great Danes in here before.
Is it ever frustrating for you that you find mistreated animals and it's like nearly impossible to figure out who did it to them?
It is frustrating, but the way the Lorain County Dog Kennel works, their adoption rate is incredible. Friendship APL, who handles abused dogs that I find, I mean, their adoption rate's incredible. So at least if I can't find who did it, at least I know the animal is going to go to a good home.
Now, those 2 cases here in Lorraine are still active. There's a court date set for the 21-dog case next week, and there's warrants out for the arrest of the 2 people who had one neglected dog die right now. We'll follow up. Reporting in Lorraine, I'm Tara Molina, News 5.